Thousands of years ago, God met Abraham in a desert, promising him descendants as numerous as the stars. Today, millions of these promised children call themselves sons of Abraham, but they do not know their Father in heaven. Just as there are galaxies of stars whose light we've not yet discovered, there are entire people groups whose glory has yet to be uncovered. Come with us on a journey to know the unreached of Tunisia, a journey that reveals cultures and people groups that have survived millennia of political and religious upheaval. This journey takes us to the Tunisian province of Garbes in the region of Matmata, where we find 3 mountain villages that are inhabited by a people group known as Amazigh. They are an ancient race that thrived in Tunisia long before Arabs from the east brought their culture and religion in the 7th century. Many of them have been taught that their conversion to Islam and the Arab culture was peaceful and mutually beneficial. However, when they study their past, many find out that what they were taught may not be the truth. Amazigh spent much of his life researching Amazigh heritage, and even now dedicates part of his home as a museum so others can discover their history.
أكيد هذا مش الشيء اللي حكيته هذا الكل إنه يعطيك في الآخر الناس حست بالحق إنه أصولها أمازيغية ولات تعمل في جمعيات وتعمل في أنشطة ثقافية باش تبرهن على الأصالة متاعهم، ما عادش يتكلم على الأصالة العربية ولا غيره، لأنه التراث اللي كان يحكي عليه قبل هو مغلوط، ماهوش تراثه، تراث ناس أخرين جابوا رسالة دينية أو دين ثم رجعوا فيهم اللي استقر.
The Amazigh are the original people of North Africa. The Book of Acts records that there were North Africans present on the day of Pentecost. The church was established among them in the early centuries of Christianity. Some of the North African church fathers included Tertullian and Augustine, who were of Amazigh heritage. Early generations kept their Christian identity hidden. The symbolism of the cross and other references were used in their everyday life as a secret sign of belief and trust in Christ. It is still incorporated into architecture, artwork, and even traditional tattoos. Today, however, most have no understanding or teaching about their Christian heritage.
الناس متاع قبل جاوا في المنطقة هذه واختاروا الجبل اللي هو يكون أعلى، ينجم يشوف الغوزات قبل ما يوصلوا. من بعد صار إنهم يعملوا باب متاع البيت ديما في الشكل هذا وقصير، ويزيدوا يعملوا له 3 مثلثات اللي هما لا ترينيتي، ثلثي المسيح، لو بير لو فيس لو سانت اسبري، على خاطر الأمازيغ كانوا أكثريتهم مسيح، فما منهم شوية يهود، وفي الأول كانوا يتبعوا الديانة الوثنية الطبيعة.
The Amazigh of Taoujut, Tamazret and Zouara are harmoniously united. They are very similar to one another in their customs and traditions. A unique characteristic of the Amazigh of Matmata is how the men and women mix socially in public. The men view the women with great respect and therefore believe it is their right to work and interact as equals. In New Zouara, we find men and women enjoying each other socially, which is almost unheard of in most of the conservative Muslim communities. The Amazigh in Tunisia have managed to retain a part of their cultural wealth throughout the centuries. This is due to individuals and families like Amazigh who've secretly cherished their people's unique language, beauty, and character, and though most have no memory or knowledge of their ancestry, Amazigh is passionate about educating his people in the truth of their history.
وقت اللي جاوا العرب في القرن السابع حبوا يدخلوهم الإسلام بالقوة، ولكن برشا من الناس مع هاك العرب هذومك ما جاوش بالحق باش يدخلوا الناس الإسلام، جاوا في غاية أخرى، غاية غزو، جاوا يتسلطوا ويغنموا ويحرقوا ويعملوا في برشا حاجات لكن باسم الإسلام.
Today, the Amazigh in Matmata are at peace with their Arab neighbours. However, in recent history, this has not been the case. In the 1950s, after the end of French colonization, Tunisia's first president, Habib Bourguiba, decided he must unify the country's people groups. Amazigh villages were traditionally fortified in mountainous areas. Bourguiba incentivized the Amazigh to abandon their cultural identity in exchange for one Tunisian Arab identity. Initially, he tried to build cities and communities down in the plains to force integration and draw the Amazigh out of their mountain fortifications. When they refused to comply, their books were burned and their unique culture nearly eradicated. The Amazigh remained hidden amongst the population in many villages throughout Tunisia. But the 2011 revolution, which ousted the country's second president, Ben Ali, sparked a renewal of the Amazigh culture and identity.
اختلفت اختلاف كبير واسع شاسع في العقلية، لأنه قبل الثورة كنا نعيش أمازيغ أقلية، جبال مطماطة ما أكثرش، وكنت نظن كانش احنا أمازيغ، لكن الأمازيغ موجودين في شمال افريقيا وحتى اسبانيا وهذا كناش نعرفوه. الشيء اللي تغير بعد الثوره انه ولينا نتقابلوا وبالاخص بالانترنت وفيسبوك، ولينا نعرفوا حاجات ما كناش نعرفها. يعني التوانسه عرفت انها لغتها 80% من اللهجه التونسيه هي امازيغيه معربه.
The written Amazigh language has been around for over 2,000 years. Its alphabet is full of symbolic meaning. Here, Amazigh defines one of the most famous and recognizable letters. If you see this symbol painted, you know you are in Amazigh-friendly territory.
يوري الاستقرار الإنسان في الأرض بساقين، ننزل باش نعمل فرس، يتحلوا ساقين نعمل نص دائرة. أنا مستقر في هذه الأرض وأتنفس من السماء، نوري السماء بيديا نعمل نصف دائرة، يجي الرمز الأمازيغي فريمان، استقرار الإنسان في الأرض وتنفسه من السماء.
That night in the desert, God spoke to Abraham about things to come. The Amazigh of Matmata were in the heart of the Father as he spoke. Will you pray that the Amazigh, known as free men, would find their freedom in Christ? Would you pray for noble men in Matmata to lead their families to discovering the true freedom all men are longing for, the freedom from sin and death? And what if it is through you that the Amazigh hear about this freedom? Would you ask the Lord how you might play a part in their awakening?